In this video, I want to highlight 4 areas in rugby which can be poorly defended, and then look how to exploit them in attack. I'll show you how the professionals exploit these opportunities and hopefully inspire you to come up with your own strategies and plays. Now, I'm not saying that there's some huge glaring holes in rugby defence, but instead there are some areas which can be more vulnerable than others. So, let's get right into it. These 4 areas can be seen in 2 main points of the game: the line-out and kicking opportunities. So let's look at the 2 areas at the line-out, and firstly what is referred to as the hinge area. This is the area between the end of the line-out and the first defender in the back line, and is a tricky area for the defence for a number of reasons. Firstly, there's a huge gap in the defensive line due to the players not involved with the line-out needing to be back 10 metres. Secondly, some defensive line-out setups put the 9 towards the edge of the field, leaving less mobile players, such as front rowers, at the inside of the line-out. This means that the forwards may be slower to track across and close this defensive gap. And finally, the attack themselves can influence the defence on this gap by throwing to the back of the line-out, which, if competed against, mean that the rear 3 players are taken out of the game. So, how can the attacking side exploit this weakness? Well, firstly, as we just saw, the setup of the line-out can have a big influence on the defence. An attack can identify that there might be a weakness at the back of the line-out, throw to the back to try and tie in more players, then quickly get the ball to the first receiver to give the best chance of exploiting that hinge area. Typically, the ball goes to the first receiver so that the defensive fly half is locked in place, and then simply a ball back into the hinge area to a runner at pace can make a relatively easy line break. There are some complicated moves which look to exploit this space, but also some very simple moves. A good defence should have no issues covering the hinge area. However, if the attack identify a weakness and spot a good opportunity, targeting this area can have great results. The second example of a potential defensive weakness is again at the line-out, but this is now at the second phase. It's a very common strategy to complete a number of phases in one direction on the field until you run out of room and then go back the other way. However, there is somewhat of a recent trend to go against this and, from a line-out, go back towards where the line has come from. This is not as mad as it may seem, as the forwards in the defence will naturally come across out of the line-out, look to secure the breakdown, and then continue to push across the field, expecting the attack to go that direction. A quick play from the attack going back the other way can mean that the defence is too narrow, outnumbered, and the defenders that are there are only forwards, so there could be mismatches. This is one of those strategies that might only work once or twice in a game, but even so, the remainder of the game, you'll be keeping the defence honest and ensure they can't rush across to defend the open side. Here's an example of attacking this exact weakness without even using the first phase breakdown. High risk, but high reward. Moving on to the third badly defended area, we're now looking at kicking, and specifically behind the defensive line. There are 2 contributing factors which lead to this area being difficult to defend. Firstly, in the modern game, the hard and fast blitz defence is very popular, as it has a number of positives. However, one of its main negatives is the hole left behind the defensive line. The second factor is the new 50-22 rule. Check out my other video if you're not familiar with this rule. But the 50-22 rule now encourages the backfield players to defend deeper. Therefore, the hole behind the blitzing defence is stretched even bigger. All it takes is a short up and under or a little grubber kick, and the attacking side have a great try scoring opportunity. The defending scrum half should be sweeping this area, however it's far too common for them to be brought into the line as an extra defender or simply just out of position. Again, this strategy is high risk and high reward, and it might only work once or twice in a game. However, a good attacking side should be able to confidently attempt this in a game. The final badly defended area is again related to the blitz defence and again relies on kicking. But this time is to be exploited by everyone's favourite highlight moment, a cross-field kick. This is the wide spaces beyond the defensive line. Due to the defensive lines coming up very quickly, and especially when they're on the try line, any overlapping attackers on the outside are simply left available. The quicker you can get the ball out to them, the harder it is to defend. This might sound simple, but modern attacking sides are not just exploiting this space by kicking a ball vaguely in the right area and hoping for the best. Professional teams have preset moves that are designed to draw the defence in and maximise this space. The fly half and the wingers know where to be and have all the timing worked out. Trying to attack this space with a crossfield kick is about as high risk as you can get. However, if the attack has a penalty advantage, it's the perfect time to look for this gap and roll the dice. So, these are the 4 badly defended areas in rugby. The hinge area at the line out, the second phase back where the line out was, behind a blitzing defence, and out wide beyond the defensive line. Let me know in the comments below if you think there are other areas which might be defended poorly. And go check out RugbySlate on social media to see animated play breakdowns. And if you want to make your own rugby animations, please head over to animator.rugbyslate.com. And finally, please consider subscribing for more rugby content. Thanks for watching.